Boadu TV, truth and integrity.
Kwose no akacha ose ene NDC fo ba akokra do se adu nketia be hye wo mobo so on betena kwa finfin ahyedwa said ya mamu ani ko no dollar etimi aba 11.9 obi obeka se John Mahama mamu anya bia no e beifo ba
so yeah certain head of every department ECG now person sabotage the government we are going around and when we get you you better make sure say be sackle say kaswa for ECG from penfo bi wo ho no ma they are aligned with how akumsin so deliberately no omo pese omo nyana I say yes the be light of Kaswa enclave say enye no kura then they should sit up.
National Security Minister Kandapa yesi Burkina wodi hwa kwani abasa as Africa no president fo ni bia hunu say ade no a Ibrahim Traore eye no eye threat ema wo countries
ende yampamum president ni bi hu say eye threat the mom especially Cote d'Ivoire president sentinel France for enam ne so epese omutu Ibrahim Traore ewiye krayete ye an yate se enkaku bi esi wo Ivory Coast mu nche danye clear but yatete se kaku esi na se esi ana esi ye no echire no de beto dwe bia de besom Boadu TV for etine ye chiro saya na subscribe na like video no follow what I say na ye be ya de bia tompe obehu na so wahwe bi na ma eche se wo obehu se Mahama memoi enkoye bia no wo ye befo ba enye ono no ka oboro the words of ochehene also borrow the words of ochehene se na dollar aba 11 cedis yetete nyoma so lo fe ye betesui uhu se Mahama memu enkoye a na da mean se wo ye befo ba yesi ECG for empanyimfo bi sabotage aban no because enyoma akoyie ompeso mo fadum so no so no de sabotage aban no yesi hawa kumsin wone kaswafo no wo mo yesi no ompeso mo sabotage aban na yampa na yemurem
last month ene beto odwa se Burkina Faso enke ku yesi enka Ibrahim Traore komo kwakwa kotu no afri so ayinfo na sha kire eye France president France aban ene yete se US Trump nso ka ho bi omani abre se Ibrahim Traore ombetu no because ono no eyi o man resources e dey protecting ho CTV so ayefe etimpa cho se wonhu mi a bra behwe wo CTV so mpa cho on said prempe the second mon share me Facebook page na mon fama me Dixon Dagadu mon share me Julius Tony mon share me Facebook page no na mon fa emma me be bia wo bia no mon share na mon fama because ya crofo ta aka se page no omo enya notification ti me sra mo mon share be bia wo bia no mon share na mon fa emma me enti omani abrese Vladimir Putin asesa sojafo sana sojafo no aba begu Burkina Faso ena chese ode ebo akwa no ho ban enti kwan bia so mu betu no kwan bia so no wo mu ebetu Ibrahim Traore na otietie mu a omo hihye entokwa ne difri Ivory Coast ho no omo hihye difri a omo de ba tu ahu Messi nipa bibini de enipa bibini enyo nipa bibini enti na abrofo no du ba bia omu nipa bibini sasebe yeyemwa no France aban edi Burkina Faso so for decades not 10 years not 20 years yes etu resources natural resources a nyankopon de ama wo mo no omu tu edi kosiesie France eniema wo mutu di free France di free Burkina Faso ebi ni France wonu mo but omutu edi kosiesie omu country ama o mai Burkina Faso no ya se no ya ka African countries a ohia bruburo wo mu a ye no mo bo hia Burkina ka ho bi Burkina Faso e ka ho bi o mai no ejija Omana titia pansam. With all the natural resources of Burkina Wano, development be ni ho. Ohia, emu hia, and a womu team. The last time we had a documentary be from Burkina Faso, winning. On mine to say Burkina Faso, a kwaya yagusuano. Yes, a new 3,000 kilometers. Whole country. On mine yagusuano, a new 3,000 kilometers. But sa on mine muno, ye tumu a good year, educosies in the boni chrome. Burkina for one can say, Ibrahim Traore Omumpeno, Omopeno. Burkina for penny pa, dear Wayano, because someone who say, oh, man, your babuna when you're 40 years, sir. Or the common sense, or mine, ye dear, and put to a dana comaso, into almost support. But Aburafunu use Africa, heads of state for be Aburafunu use Africa. Na your president Akufo-Addo yako enhyamudie bia okwaka Burkina for ho asem ho oka ya na foreign affairs minister then foreign affairs minister Shelley Yokobotwe enum sisan say Burkina Faso ede ayi Vladimir Putin aba begu Burkina efa ho bay enti omo hwa no mo nka ho asem oka ya wo so ti kura mu ayi ye petumanto si wadwam agye se Burkina Faso ni yeko ehwa omo bai national security minister Kandapa yesi Burkina wodi hwa kwani abasa alenti kwasen ho kuranti no Ghana fo bi kura omukọ fa ne ma omu chi bi kura kum wo mu ho ye president enum asemunti o omu yusu Africa ha heads of state fo bi omu Africa ha epeso omu di tu no because Africa no president for ni bia hunu say ade no a Ibrahim Traore no eye threat ema wo countries ya wo mu disuo sanse ase kwase ni tia na agrogu mi say ada mani betie no aye say dem ye kwase ada mani betie na agro begu ai kwase ni tia ada me na ma say mi mani betie say de fa no say me ye kwase but ada mani betie no agro no ye da ye egu o se nka fu meti mi ensa yimu mi ensa bibia wo ne mere omu yusu Africa heads of state for obiom wa Africa epese kwa bias omu tu Ibrahim Traore because adia abrante ne frase a wo ye no ano edin ye president yusu $58 million edu to manho esa ye asase etu manho all in the name of say was national cathedral emenyankopon wa woti Rome Italy aba betena enkran Ghana ha Nyankopon ti wurom covid ba yeku nipa omo musi Nyankopon kora na tie so ho spend $58 million eco waste wo hye ne kwanfaso bia maso but Ibrahim Traore yusu say ya say yakwakoye dam no Paulugu dam no ya wie mu $12 million dam bia ni baby o $12 million dam bia ni baby but common sense bebu to say Ibrahim Traore were use $10 million at the tomato processing factory e wo Burkina Faso yes why be kura kan nya ba ko o ya say omo do tomatoes farmers enya faso factory omo ayafa wo omo twen tractors tese eti Africa no heads of state for na hu say de kwase aniti ana agurogude wi abrante na kan ho ne ne wo ye no se no oh me pe video e dia mama na nka mo show Ghana ni abrante ya wo ko Burkina Faso kwa hwe o manim e kwanya samire wo mu gusu a wo mo ye kwani gidigidi butu 3,000 kilometers o ma kwan akwani nyina ya kwanfon but bibi maso sidia fo atrase ya hu se aburo ni beye wo mutrim te say ye president Akufo-Addo enya bi e wo man mu ase no sa papa no a wodane nnomi 8 years de ma wo man no Ghana na ye te ye ho ase wo share report e ba ye say Ghana for over 56% ka say 2024 change of government ama enka ku besi enya soja memu enka besi so are ya ntana no manka so mu wi aba ni mu de ne de besi oyo do bewu ne bewu do betena se oh Oma trase ehunu se aburo na wo mu die no omu nyoma dwi so mbejai corruption mo nyoma dun so mo bejai but se no ukọ wo ba bia ade a chia obi aka Burkina Faso president Ibrahim Traoré enti se yantai abrofo no achi amomo antunu a emre bi bedu African continent no ku besi enti na anu ye de esi ye no de nka yakosui o ready a wo pa Google ebe se mantini emu ani yesi yaku civilians ni soldier for be say 200 terrorist group no yesi every coast no omo enti omo wura mu ana che say omo ni Burkina Faso soldier for di DC no omo kunkum krofo Africa ha yawo countries omo no omo bo hye no awo President Mahama de won ka ho munim inauguration de see ye of rap a brand or call Burkina Faso inviting man by one when you see ye it was another utrimu fires any monku. Oh, and now every coast to Noa or my terrorist group, yes, opposition for no Burkina Faso opposition group no akọbọ every coast and no matter militant group any support any free France US no any other foreign countries no western countries no and every coast one no eja dem Alasan Ouattara ebedi president no omko election ya wo bedi president no Laurent Gbagbo ya chini kokotumu The Hague okojina court wa ma ye jeli no ye jeli ne yire e jeli ne ba ema wonusu ye jeli no post election violence esi ye e wo Cote d'Ivoire no ye jeli that man no president anu ote so wa accept defeat say we lose ma Alasan Ouattara ebe ye president ye jeli no Alasan Ouattara ebedi first term ebedi second term obedi first term ebedi second term the second term and the term end no osisa constitution esan so court 3 times omu bibini adwen esa court 3 term esan so kan ho but uti wa mo se wa ye adwuma pass all the tete ayi mizrim nko aso falasifo no 8 years ne dia omo se Alasan Ouattara ayi adwuma pa ene omo ka se o wasesa country na nkasa so ahu se wo hwe eniema Ibrahim Traoré oh enemy producer edibia ma me sesi ye hwe or see he's building the largest hospital in West Africa ahu ya omu be bia no 2025 omu be wie where Ibrahim Traoré oh right thank you so ahu new airport is under construction ya eno so no 2025 year obewie ya no so dey ebe 101 million passengers annually ministers and parliamentarians what one salary so by 30% and a civil servant for there or 50%. Burkina Faso local debt e ka no mude ahudwo nyina Ibrahim Traoré abomodia etia egusu a wotua afei state of the art gold mine ya eno so betimi enhance local processing capabilities so ahu eno so woye bibinu so wadwen o bibinu so wonyansa afei he banned the export of unrefined gold from Burkina Faso to Europe enu nti na Europe wa mu president fo no wo mu wuo no hwe Ibrahim Traoré be ebaye ebeji wo man no France fo no gold anu wo mu tuo no ya pam wo mo no hwe omo machines a ewo sa gold mine ho nyino omo sei bibia omo make sure say omo equipment bia ewo mining site ho no omo be se omo sei bibia ena fum ena omo ye de na omo koye hwe farmers nko asese no utese omo ye adwuma wo men me bobo na mato aso akomanim. He supplied farm agents with 714 motorcycles. After farmers 100,000 tons of fish feed. Dear President Mahama be nkokon kete. Ye beto aso fertilizer ene niema we nyina ha fertilizer enye farasifo a etia so mbedi boss wa Ghana ha na farmers omunya fertilizer free. Bibia chese ye de develop your mind emo my kwani mu bia no e because of Burkina Faso. But the American minister say Africa ha ena sa Europe no ni US president for no mo Africa no e no mo use wo mo ene Burkina Faso jedem. So what it means ni say a signal e de ma Africa leaders say no emeburu na wo mo eba no sa computer meburu na eba no sa wo mistake ya Ghana de nyame na save Ghana o Ghana de ya no yete ho ase na ya dwene nko because under na Akufo-Addo 8 years from 2021-2022 ya ku ansi wo Ghana ha sei kakran 2024 dru ya just ya rescue Ghana ema NPP for nya 38% no eno kura ku bi ansen sa 38% na de ma wo mo ene every consider them Alasan Watara sa constitution court term first second third or techire ni ye use ni country and ya hye terrorist group and omu di bo Burkina Faso kuma sojafo kum civilians because adia Ibrahim Traore no Africa leaders MP me no ma wie se Ghana ha wo ba ha me pese me hu the political will started from Ashanti region Zuba wa clear Kumasi ese udu Kumasi emu da ho na no weekend so started from Greater Accra but political will na ye betimi dia sustain no na wiami bisa se ye wo ya ye betimi e dia sustain adia Greater Accra ha enkra ha AMA Accra Metropolitan Assembly Mayor Efrasia na woye no eyade a ye betimi a sustain ye benya the political will at media sustain the last time you show ha me say Ghana bomb Ghana yet time Ghana wo fin on mining in assisting region ye capital regional capital Greater Accra the seat of the government one nam airport no na cha sa wona when na wona mayi capital num ba se wo firi mu na se wo tisi ba bia enipa didwa ba bia enipa boaboa wo bedu la pass kwa yi ho na container ya hye ball si kwa ho wo bedu traffic light ase wo bedu ye friend say footbridge overhead ase ni ahye tomatoes ni ahye nyadoa ni atomomoni ni etokobi pavement so ni ahye mango ni eton niema ni eton banchi ni eton bode ni eton ayi tudu ya de mantade fo ni ayi tudu ya de ma ni ahye your political will ya adia me mayor we frase a wo start no wo betimi dia sustain because ya hunu bi wo be starting gidigidi butu aye but e bedru baby no na wan kasa wo party mu an kasa crowd for na sorry atia wo because asere maka wa hada former AM mayor Oko Vanderpoy otisi wono wa di America stand by him say na so ti America wotena America sa na wo bae no wonnam no hwe se yadani bebia market center yadani bebia bola so the seat of the government regional capital many mu nyina enwo tisi ye gidi butu Oko Vanderpoy afa ya boati jan adom ye ne ye interview osi ai waya na no hu nwi se ayi akokọ ye praboa no ahwete ye praboa no ani ahwete wo be sori agina wo na se wo ye but the political will abetimi dia sustain no ye benya mekai honorable Henry Kote ebe ye Greater Accra regional minister do be kwese ebubu ni gu ye so ya limpo betititi bi sa ATC ye decongestion exercise na wo ye overhead ase food bridges ase na wo ko ni ebubu table ni e pamuma ekowie sei afa wie akire no na enkran adane bola na kurom ha adane bola 8 years mesa NPP aban ekreti ye 8 years ni no ye wo 5th month under President Mahama administration 5 months muni away bola ni females wo mu kreti ye no afei ene yenye nyansafo enkrofo mo apply wisdom knowledge common sense ama wo mu clear mess na wo mu kreti ye wo Ghana ha sei no udu Accra wunya ba bi mfa nansi me ofese edu eyere frame wo se na naka na central market bon tudu bon e ho aye fi ball ne door so ho bon e kire say wo hwe won sa left wo hwe won sa right be bia ya hye force ya hye mako ya hye bayire ya hye jene ya hye tomatoes e kwan fifi ya free pavement na mu so enti kire say traffic etimisi sa ebi nko emebi ma but me who say a mayor any task force etc ye no e ma ne kasa 8 years mi NPP ma yet na ha e ma ye di yedwa adai NDC for ye ka Ghana ni fi say in as much as say what kwam Elton ye ma ye nya president such a useless government ye nya president ye nya vice president ye nya ministers eye wo so responsibility say omo besiesi o man wo ja omo ma wo tena kwa mu ton ye ne de NDC aban any right any locals say omo betiesi say wo pam wo mo enti mamesi ababoso say kwan mo betenem because 8 years ni e kwan na no wo tre edidwa say NPP eja wo 8 years e ma wo tena Kaneshi food bridge so eni ase e she dwade a me hwe video back I was like seriously mon share me page ni ma ni late mon share na mon fama me blessed son mun nyina kwasi bu atenado mun nyina Joseph dogbefu mun nyina mon share fama me I said yeah o say prempe o say na ma you are too okay thank you me why for ho eloquent thank you me flow ma boa me ho ne mbae so ho enti Ghana ni fi say 8 years ni watena ho no mo adidwade a ene NDC aban mo ye mambofo mo ya abro mo nwene wo mo ho enu enti ena kire say mo pam wo mo onim se baabi na wote ye no enu kwa se wotena ho eye adwuma Mayor of Accra Honorable Mike Pakpo Alote Honorable Mike Pakpo Alote Pakpo nani mu se Kevin Taylor AD atem as and force ye R ne ye L N ye West bi ha Kevin Taylor ye das ye de enim so odi atem sa say I especially ye boy gbefo ne nkrafo ne din de ne expose ye ho pa 8 years ni no what kwan finfin oti pavement so oti kwan finfin oti pavement so etino eye onye mfumsuo bia me say someone won talk o was election our consequences about who won sunsanso sunsanso hu bi ni o 8 years ni so wate obi hwe maame no otoso menu no okasa ye no Kaneshi overhead so and wa hwedwa Kaneshi overhead no so no a foot bridge no a e wa se che se enipa ene fa so esi fam koba no eso ayema ase ayema ose omo betena ho se wusu wutu omo de no be ya and robbers awia omo di tuo be ba so because kwa Nigeria kohwe ko ayi abrochire kohwe ekwa mu kra ye hwedwa because 8 years ni yenya irresponsible leaders wamo destroy wa man no enti bibiboni bi akoso bia no Ghana ni bia fi se eye normal na e wo se si enti NDC aban enya wamo na Ghana nya bola eye bola na zoom lion tonkoso emu nkrofoma on tonkoso fa nkrofoma entu bola na onya no se chaw foot bridge no ye say eye market center foot bridge ye say eye market center sometimes no hwe ahokire wo hono but ade ni nyina ne say me say aye leadership crisis enkofo a ye de ye hyebre o man ne hyebre hye wo nsem omo ye so useless they are so irresponsible they don't care wo mo no mo ba de omo no mo ma no mo busua be wia de omo benya asa they don't care about the welfare the well-being of ordinary Ghanaian the interest of for mine and now wo makoma so e kwan yo be fa so obewia because omo tena se hu say omo kro no a omo bo na hia wo mo etie ntu wo mu ngum e kwan fifi kura wudru Accra na wo pakeka na wo na mu a ba bia tudu de che se enti traffic timisi sa batenura AMA boss ETC ya no e kwan dem ma hu se na sese na krate enti na enkran aye ball enkran ye fin kraye ball enkran ye fin ye man ntna ye friend is a traffic light as no one share tomatoes in share kobi in share bayire ye man ntra overhead de ase en share bode en share benken en share momoni ni kobi won ton ye man ntra foot bridge so wo ko yade ma togo akofa yade ma tudu no ababa beton wo ko sesi anu aka kire wo se en NDC fo ba akokra do se ase edunkati abehye wo mobo so on betina kwa finfin ahedwa dollar etimi aba 11.9 die
it's unprecedented
ni pe bia obekasa ban ni nye bia oti hine ne kan se no e beifo ba
ya mu journalist from kasasia mu hu no kre na mo ka ya na ye de
oti hine se dia mamu ani ko no dollar etimi aba 11.9
yes
obi obekasa do Mahama mamu anya bia no e beifo ba
oti hine kan wo
ai
okay that's fine
ade bia ya mamu ye na so okasa nya wo ye beifo ba
nana abana abano ase ebama obia embama abusia baako ti se ye hu ya no ebinim ye ejapa enuomasem no we eba ye no osi dollar ekofom fuel prices ekofom nti aba ama obia first in the history of Ghana in this fourth republic yati say transport dealers or more decrease or more decrease or more transport fares by 15%. First in the history of this country. You see, Accra,
first in the history.
In this is
it percentage wise or not?
Percentage wise, no.
Because you have to say,
yes. Reduction, they're more reducing.
Okay.
But in 15%, no.
Okay.
In this fourth republic, no. This is the first time I have to say 15% reduction. Naturally, say, "Who now free? Accra air call baby to say what." We used to pay like 320 Ghana cedis.
If Accra call wa
320 Ghana cedis.
20 Ghana, okay.
You see, I bet you somewhere 272 or so.
Hey, any swati pa?
Swati drastically.
Direct money to the pocket.
So that means about 40 cedis na ATF so.
Any swati pa?
It's unprecedented.
Wow.
So and it all depends on the prudent management that is essentially John Damanama or the Abana. As a topic in go higher back on
yeah.
any producer say Motima Frey and they say Yembeka near ya buy abai his essentially John Damanama or the other to Aquema ye na ye be benefit from sa and your man will be able to acquire.
Okay.
Into ye cost on dan some at your four.
Richard Nanya Mamuti say 5 months ni.
Oh, so far so good. Fantastic performance by the government. In fact, Ghana has it said you are changing the car, you know. Say one bo the president in Abaswa, not just a way before, and now say not just one Casano. Now I say Utan Ukra bar, not just a Otano. And yet the oye and I cook over such macra on your day. And you know, so Usher in the last 5 months. NDC government to take over from the abysmal performance of the new patriotic party led by Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the vice president Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia which who say omo performance na very worse and nyama bebre ho no ma omo di baye ema omo ankasa no the problems bre omo but isan say na omaye omo ho tintin no na omo mpese omo ba tie de Ghana for eka na omo de correct nyama bone omo ye no na nka ma omo mamuo no ayefe ebi ne sen ye wa ha na NPP for the DDP e ba Ghana ha DDEP
domestic debt exchange
program
yeah
yes say wakoto bond sabano udu sika akoto bond bi na se amacho ai wase yentua wo ka yesi nyantoboase aban na ahwa de ope any bra ope no atua wo ka sa de we on when you go to the foreign the market now and the finance marketer you will be a friend of market sentiment, investor confidence and risk appetite. Market sentiment, investor confidence and then risk appetite. What NPP did, you know, omo lack market confidence. because omo yes eniama no and my investors nyina hu say no at this particular time it is dangerous to go and invest your money in Ghana. And my man for who say there is no the risk appetite was so low, say they are afraid to take risk to inject their money into the country. Now only sa dollar once and sema and dollar on aba former obia applaud the president Dr. Mahmoud Baumia na adwene twam obia nim se na adwene de ene no o ka hwe krampa ensese bibia no omo ehu se sa ne ama na omo ye no it doesn't boost the confidence of investors because semidibsika eframonone e de bagana on say foreign currency no mo di ba wo ye plan so we be company o Ghana ha say what in the sika e be hwe dwedie bi mu e wo Ghana ha say na se what say Ghana ha cross see ano udu sika ko ye investment wo on ma aban no e betimi de nsa kra to so ade a be nsida ade a flooded on finance management no aban no timi the direct policy e de ba
e de haircut
niam bi on ma e bi currency da no de aba enti investor no en kanya ne say on for the sika be den e be share economy nim enti most of investors nyina no they didn't bring investment. It is a reason and not all the time our local currency was shivering and a lusu ni weight ni value in the market because the few the few local currency and dollars ni euros are we all chase the one that is already in the system because foreign currency no be mekan biom dollar na what system nim no eno an obia see the no kuta no wo di chase
unim ni awo kan as unim says somewhere 2021 and I can offer reata e international market no copper bond euro bond ya nya bi that time na rating agencies no a rate ya debt to GDP no e shoot 2 year 2021 no akọ 2022 no it was around 104%. Enti na obi enti okope bond no okwa ewa nya bi enzani wo kan hono na de ne start every year enti no system kakra wo mu no afa enu ana na kire say foreign currency kakra ne wo mu enu ana ne ye enu ukra kan wo si DDEP say ye debt restructuring program yeah nya Ghana for nko a local debtors nko ne kan wo mu even foreign creditors kra kan wo mu wo ka ya na ye call Paris Club China for years so mun sign e be pim ne kwa na bia going forward na finance minister be mi yehunu conditionalities kura ne makura China for etimi meeting ya because I remember say China for ka say ye process revenue enya di free cocoa any electricity
yeah
and I am for me guarantee ansana collateral ansana enya that relief need for ma sign it sa debt restructuring program it take key some months na ya back and forth na yentimi relief
PDS so e buy no
PDS mu nyina de sa na nyina ye de aba betwetwa mu
enti be nuaba point na me pese me making say Dr. Mahmoud Baumia minim so Ghana ha say ya oni Ghana ha say e na wakotena mo no ne na woto yampia Yama 8 good years say anka fa manage the economy when timi manage economy and offer dollar no from 4 cedis to 17 Ghana cedis at a point. Omuba free power I think it was 15 cedis.
Okay. Today
the dollar is 11.9 as a result of prudent management of the economy. And I'm one of the basic reason NDC government yet see me aye abua amana boost the investor confidence ama your foreign your local currency taking the value and the market sentiment said the mechano and everywhere in the Ghana market obia per se on for the business in your day embra the investor today foreign nationals they are so much sure that looking at how Ghana market is stable so udu sika ebehwe gedie bi mu ewa Ghana ha say ya you are not going to lose your money.
Okay.
So a lot of foreign nationals are bringing their business into this country. You can check this from Ghana Investment Promotion Center. You will see. Apart from that, there is something called geopolitical stability. Geopolitical stability.
Okay.
Under the leadership of the previous government, you realize say na NPP government ankasa enema no mo ye no na the untold hardship the wo oman
policies are introduced no.
Policies are introduced no.
Okay.
Now the untold hardship who can say Ghana for ankasa ye finance sector no omugu over 148 finance companies.
Okay, banking cleanup exercise no.
Yes. Enti ultimu say na oman ni mo ankasa no I say NPP for the bibia koye politics. Na sa banks na omugugu ye no nso no Ushema, now about 87% banks that is owned by the previous the opposition party.
Okay.
Alhaji Seydou Agongo, he was one of the victims. Ntinamika geopolitical instability. Alhaji Seydou Agongo, Dr. Pakwasi Indum. This man was having about 200 branches of GN Bank, GN Savings and Loans.
Across the country.
Across the country. And he was a leader of a political party, PPP. And see, Akufo-Addo ebefa abanya international say no, I'll kill all my political opponents, their institutions, so that we will only take over. A new patriotic party will control all sector of the economy. And see, that geopolitical instability, no, now go under the NPP government. But under NDC, there's a political stability, and everyone can attest to it. John Dramani Mahama, the leadership, he is not doing everything for NDC members. He is not collapsing the opposition banks. And can the former finance minister, the data banker, go? John Dramani Mahama is not doing that. He is building political stability across all political parties in the country. So even foreign nationals today, they are so much sure and proud. Say there is no political instability in Ghana. That when I bring my investment into this country, no, Obibetima taking some hard and tough decision. Be affecting Misika. Until they are investing in this country. The third one I want to talk about. NDC government. Etimi aje. Amen dollar any euros ni pounds ni nyina no omo nyina aye memremre no e be import and export value that is called trade balance. Under this new government, there's a huge trade balance, especially when you go to the Ghana Gold Board led by our boss Sami Jamfi Eskil. Ushe initiative ni policy Omodi air tutu na kwemu one atofo in the finance minister and in the current governor of the Bank of Ghana now. We are increasing our gold reserve. Onse se uwo a lot of gold reserve now se only obi eco trade a utri chance chale me we o nti we no mintin fasi di $60 na we mo we wo honom.
Okay.
Nti only member of parliament no kasa no na metie no. I say, we have increased the gold reserve by 1 ton. And within the last 5 months, now me person min can send be enyama Sami Jamfi and to force and omoye using the gold board. Odim say menua first no na ya makwan ama foreign nationals and people from other part of the world. Omo invade your gold markets. Na your momo kwan emomu to gold from the local gold miners no. Your friend of small scale miners no. And then other ones they say galamsey no. They were there buying this gold from the people. And when they come with small dollar, then they'll come and exchange it to huge cities. And then they will go and use it to buy our gold. Then they turn back and send the money back to their country. But all these things is being controlled by one umbrella, the gold board. One in the sole agency today as we speak. Say Oba Ghana, that's our foreign national. That's our person unto gold. Usika na ode buy no. Odi sikana ba we nkasa business here ma onye. Come and pass through the gold board. So we give you the licenses to go and buy the gold. At the end of the day, no, yenim say yama esimesi A, B, C, and D. Sikana di ma muna mudu koto gold, no matter gold ne wi amfambra. What is the total quantum of gold? Matter. Na ni value so yeden saying, oh we na you don't have right to export the gold. The Ghana Gold Board, after buying, they will take over the gold and then they will trade with the gold. This common logic was lacking by the new patriotic party led by their head of economic management team, Dr. Mahmoud Baumia. He was lacking all this things. Gold sector no, are very broad. Now you see kasem ya shribe bre. When say last 2 weeks, ya chi some Indians bia Eastern region. Now you say omuku tesika, physical money. E be a dollars, e be a gold. E be a cities. How many to gold? Rural areas. Intina me kan kwa say.
Okay.
The NPP allowed all these people to invade the gold market. Intina gold ankasa.
What's that? Not policy be and why be control.
Exactly.
Na bibia no intina emra no ma wo mo kwan.
Intina a trainer so sad daya. And what's it who say? We need to manage and centralize everything to make sure say whether PMMC or Ghana Gold Board no should take charge about the gold business no. NPP for who say nyansa no. Say
okay, man anunsi na
to land no na me nua be mambrɛ mu no. Ultimo say NDC government we studied a lot from behind. We want to come and take over this country and rule to profit our pocket, to make our pocket huge at the expense of Ghanaians. But we are coming to introduce policies that will help to release the kind of burden Ghanaian businessmen are going through. So today, as a result of that, and the dollar no so at free 14.5, abedu 11.9. There's a huge direct money sika echo the ordinary Ghanaians pockets.
Okay. And
this one we don't have to give commendation to anybody. Then the president of the republic now, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, and his team, Sami Jamfi, finance minister, and then the governor of the Bank of Ghana.
Okay, me that say. Bremuma me Bashiru.
No. I say. Mostly no. A car dollar home sensema. Niente yamuka say dollar no cost for or the dollar is appreciating against the cedi. And I can say the cedi is depreciating against the dollar. Mostly yamuka say dollar no appreciating against the cedi. What that simply means is that we per dollar akoton nyoma wo amonone. Dollar no scarce wonni bi. Eni or mine mu into upesa woto a gisa wo de sika p CDP na wo de koto
dollar ne kakra bi
because they were scarce. Now there has to be a deliberate policy.
Okay.
You debe to akwan mu so that we can get more dollars in the system. Now it only takes a prudent government and a government or mojuni ye no motimi ayeden motimi this policy no abaso. The NDC government came to power. And don't forget, say before NDC government came to power, there was gold. Even time and now His Excellency Dr. Kwame Nkrumah was on Krano, there was gold. We're using those gold no as stabilize the economy and those things. It got to an era we lost focus in the gold no. We weren't using the gold to the maximum benefit of the nation. Okay.
Now acquire say concentration acquire cocoa.
Exactly. Yeah. Now this PMMC I can want me. No, hold da PMMC. No, hold da. I check papa. But the PMMC wasn't used to do ADNKS or
Okay.
Now, there's a government that has come. Almost say, okay, you better to PMMC. We are changing the PMMC no to what? Gold board. The duties of PMMC no assessor in law assistant we share the law now we call parliament now we be buy be dane law my e be gold board na akoye say cocoa board na ye wono assistant sisi ano they are saying say before you can buy gold no you say offer gold board no
gold board.
so the way they are doing it now is say wo abrochire kura na say person to gold wo dey bra gold board yeah be ji usika in dollars na dey go to Bank of Ghana na ya GCDs akoto gold no ebe ma. That means that we will always have more gold, more dollars at the Bank of Ghana.
Okay. And you won't find dollar no abonten kwakoto. Who the cities na kwakoto? Okay.
It is now there is plenty dollars at the Bank of Ghana.
Okay.
We be more banks no, so that Jomini na boso kind you bet me akọ bank no now akọ GC dollars now they call amaname akoto. So there is more dollars in the system now. That is what is causing the dollar to depreciate against the city.
But I don't know Dr. Bawumia can say
yes,
gold. Mumu buy say na mo dey account. Was it 1 ton pe na mo dey account. But because of one policy we introduce a gold for oil no. And in the Bank of Ghana we enough gold.
Yes, I am coming to
the issue. And no so aba na mo mutini say
what he said. You see the whole matter of Dr. Bawumia can ampa ye buy na gold reserve ho.
Okay.
Na gold ho. It's the truth. Before he also came to government, no, na gold or edaho. Now, what were you going to use the gold for? Or see, or the gold, no, Arabs, no the fool. He did not say he was going to use the gold, per dollars. Or see, or the cotton fuel, so his main purpose was our fuel, petrol, crude oil, and sanium, and the cost, gold, they are come Arabs no my fuel. Okay, say Dr. Kennedy Pong. Honorable Kennedy Pong. Okay, you say now we sell gold for
oil
no. Nyansa be in the womb. So gold na for pesika na koto fuel no. So okay. Say Dr. Your friend Kennedy Pong.
Oh yeah.
That means that there was no sense in using gold now they koto.
Or they akwaje oil.
Oil. When we have other sectors of
because
the economy.
Because na issue na Ghana face ni dollar. Yeah.
Because when there's more dollar, you can even have the dollar. Now the cotton fuel. Sisiano, we have the dollar in abundance. Yeah, the cotton fuel. You understand? So now the fuel prices are going down because we have the dollar in abundance. Now, the dollar itself is going down because Sisiano dollar now boo. Inti I say dollar no crowd the hoye empe. Jomini no empe dollar no.
Oh yeah.
Because abu. Inti obiya to no bo ekoto dollar.
Say okok ayi baby garage na koto car na so ma dollar so omonje. Say omompe cedi.
Oh they want cedi.
Onim da de be chi de beto no.
De beto no. You understand? So now we are now going to what? Cedi no. Obiya pe cedi no.
Okay.
Good. Now the gold board has come. No say okay. Sa sika ni na be ba no say we investor kura na ofu be bia no a fa be ma gold board. Now gold board enfan koto gold no enfan brow. It's a law. Time on no gold for money, gold for oil wo no. Na China bia free China bar. Owura akotia forest pe not to gold. Owura kwipe not to gold. Owura istirage not to gold.
Arab fo nyina.
Omo wi a no ma omo rape. No mo de hihye mbotom. No mo de owura plane. Pa. No mo kwa abrochire. So Ghanaians weren't getting the full benefit of the gold na yenya no. Now President Mama or see the policy the gold no ebeboye. Let's establish a gold board. Now, gold board establishment, any emunsem no, whose policy is it? If Dr. Bawumia says that we haven't brought any policy, whose policy is to establish the gold board? It's not President Mahama. It's solely President Mahama. And this how gold board buy. And whatever you find in the laws of gold establishing gold board, whatever law you find in it, it is the policy of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. It is a gold in the hall. Now say when you use gold to the benefit of the nation. What's your reasoning? You can say who do you go ufie. Now won fa sa sika no we do no no aduane ndi. Ade chia wo say come do. Sebi wo yale. Sebi o nana. Wo aduane na sifie. Now wo say won fa nya ade papa ma wo ho. Won fa nua ndi. Now wo de wo ti ho ade chia wo say come do.
Now wo sresre.
Say the wadwi nya adwuma sebi etiefo. But say wo eduana wo nuana wo didi na wo ni obuso fo nya bidia. That means that you are prudently managing your one. In fact, gold no ye ndio. Ye nom ye fan sranku. Ye den ye de ton. Inti sa wo the gold no to ho bebre na one ton say useless my. Now, you know their plan. Our plan is say omunya gold no dodo a na omu dia ye kana na kunu no ways. Na omu dia afa Burkina, no more for Cote d'Ivoire, no more omu di nisa omu di ko China and now Dubai no more cotton. Abusuan ba ko na ya omu buso mu dia. Nana, what you say? Inti eya na omu di ye kana na kululu style bi na omu di cotton omu nko na omu adi. Who kai say ba ban mu that time they had not sworn President Mahama in. No omu di gold bi ahihye ambulance bi mu anka omu di ko abrochira.
Yeah, Chinwo airport. Yeah.
That was their deal.
So much as Bank of Ghana there.
Bank of Ghana be India. Abra wo ya vote to your friends say what Ghana for atu aba atia o. Yeah, in case governance is no continuity, you bet me aye adwuma. But then there are certain sensitive aspects of it won fa sanka. In this time na ye to you na ye prepare say ye kokko ye inauguration no mo fa ye Ghana gold na mo cotton. And they did not even pass to the right authority no mo cotton gold no. So they were illegally smuggling the gold out of the country. So that was why omono no mu save gold no. Omu save gold no akoye den. Akotonga momo ho. Nana, omo say MP kasa. He mentioned something.
Okay.
Dr. Bamia say and spend it. Sir. Really? And waka no. Na sa domestic bonds na ye twetwe aka no. Any sa contractors, few contractors na ye twetwe omo ka no. Omo
ma start.
Eka wase.
Waso omo hia nana.
Obi atimi amma. Say wa broni afro Ghana presidential jet. Presidential. Na kobo no ma nemfro. Kobo.
Nti nana, ma we dey ma ka wase. Nti na esi nyina no. Sanka president o ba ne president anka ne. Sa dollar wey Dr. Bamia si yemfa credit money anka akwa kodu 20 Ghana cedis kra. Because the sense to develop this country using the gold no mu say no be no. So obi asori no ye ne ope. Say bi o me bra panyin so no nya ne sika or the wura busha or to gold. See we will stream it down. Say okay. Wo sika fabra gold board. Now gold board no, unforgot to gold no, and be mau. We are not saying that we are keeping the gold to ourselves. You want gold? Okay, fine. We will sell the gold to you. But we want your money. Bring it in dollars. Say we are foreign investor. Bring it and I wouldn't say foreigners no muta to gold pa. Yeah, Ghana had here. Because we are not
Azani nyina.
Exactly. Omo moto gold ni.
Azani nyina to be tra.
Yes.
Na we make wa buy to we man kwa man akasa. We ya. Yes.
I dey go dey dey na Azan.
Then na make actually say.
Na pento akura ya dia ma obi ama. Ya so bi nkototoa.
Ma catch na make actually say. Amu reserve no reserve no under NPP no. Amu no refer Togo. Afa Burkina ho, amu dey afa Cote d'Ivoire. No mu dey Cote d'Ivoire. Ebra obia hu. That was why they were reserving them. But we have come, we said, okay, there are plenty gold. Let's use the gold to the benefit of our own country. To leverage ourselves. You see, Uko Joma. The only reason Aboso can most papers and young from the say, Amuso Mokoton, your man 17 cities. Inti Edu Inti Wako Fan 17, so I can overturn 15 cities and not 10 cities. On no Beboka. Me personally, from where I sit, I understand.
Oh, be say bit
yeah. I don't know me But previously, no, they didn't have any intention. So I won't be titi in your man to cry. You remember, say when NDC won power, MPP won power in 2016. I was so kind for Amutiti Omono with the hope say MPP are buying fraba into managing economy ye. No. Exactly. This time around, because they have seen the confidence, President Mahama is imposing confidence in all of us. Obia who said, Bibia kosu ye. Inti, when they will see Kakura Eko Shad, your men function $1 because you will lose one time. And then on a power way, before you were to force before no office and then no 12.1.
Yeah, me sorry no pa me check here.
Yeah, na 12.1.
Best 79 hono.
Yes.
Na e wo 12 column.
Yes.
Afa me be dwuma yi a me check here na ba 11.9.
Exactly. Inti
mo mo $1 de mo ahia nkwanhia wo mu ha.
Inti before cotton na konya so. Before cotton na konya so. Na 12.1. Obetina na konya so pe and on the phone. Sammy, who are you? Yes, sir.
Pia gold.
Pia gold no. Pia gold no doom. O pia tu ma pe and a tiba 11.9. You see, we only have a buyer enye greedy. Anything you say. If a greedy government, bibia wo sa gu bottom, wo sa gu bottom. At the dollar na ebe kosoro. At the fuel price ebe kosoro. Jom ninu obesu. Abosoka ninu obesu. Nana, who journalists no krano, who made them, obesu. Obi abesu. Doctors will cry. Because teachers will cry. Nurses will cry.
Said yeah, Juman winim. Bashir. Maybe also Ghana is the leading producer of gold in Africa.
Yes.
In 2021.
Yes.
Okay. In 2021, Ghana produced 4.6 million ounces of gold. And you know, say 2021-2022 ne eba no.
Good. Nana.
Tisi yesi gold na nkasa.
Nana. Nature say gold no. Gold in what country a check. And the reserves na e no, a check. So why didn't Dr. Bawumia use that gold reserves no? And decrease the rate at the fuel. Latest what? Say then I cost
Newmont has paid $224 million into Ghana's account.
Newmont.
Ghana.
So
dollar
Nana, $1 billion. Nana, wait, say breaking news. So say
serious. Okay, maybe.
It's Newmont at $224, right?
$1 billion. $224 million. Part of payment of capital gains tax and carried interest from the 1 billion Achin Mines sales.
Correct.
Hey.
Sisi ano won't say
okay,
the
so
law His Excellency John the buyer Akofa Gold Board abano. Obia respect it. So now nobody can do reckless buying of gold. Won't me ko bush mu enkoye basa mining bia ho. And idea ya me deno kran say we are not only focusing on how to get the dollars through the gold mine. I mean through the gold board. Sa gold board na no. Government na some money to me say you regulate the way on where mine or bush so. Nti yeah mine or forest mu biem. Yeah mine won so biem. O Ministry of Lands are almost omo de. So once we are getting the gold no, we are also doing what? Protecting our forest and protecting our water bodies.
Okay.
Not like President Akufo-Addo omo buy omo share left omo share right omo forest no omo see won't me fa kwanta mine no fa kwahye ho no omo degrade land no. That was what they were doing. Omo see nsuo no ni aye fe ama nipa de bi no omo de ye crops farming and nyoma no omo so omo mpe.
Okay, but you for am see.
Me de manu si ho nti omo ko ye nnetie agu san nsuo no mu. First na me ami krom boy bamboy. Uko bamboy nsuo no so a na ni aye ko. Wo di pan bread eboma wotumi di
the onion sugar
ne wa hia ni sugar
abanya tea bread bi maja the onion sugar
wo di guma na
wo me kakra bi tea pampa wo kwa no wanu asa abese bi papa ne kwa de na nenu
ba sisi ya ko to just go there.
Okay.
And go see or say your reporters there no mo ko hwe inso ni eni ehye ye green which means that it is regaining its natural state.
Okay.
Because cause an circle greener, a very green and a very plain. Because we are stopping the river bodies now on mining. And you see the number of people are more arrested. Who call how more arrested a month for? Who call how more arrested a month for? The gold board is arresting people because they are not respecting the rules and regulations. But who are now PMC? We see what they were reserves. Now reserves and Brabia and Maya and Jumabi Maya. Yanya den.
Okay.
Inti Nana.
Okay.
Medima no si kra ne say.
Yes,
Medima no si. Good. On this particular one. We are ready to serve the people of Ghana rightly. His Excellency John Dramani the second term by Odiani Bre. any abufuo or the develop sa country way. Inti sa abufuo no dia ba no or say you dare not disrespect the Ghanaian public. You dare not just use we say what power anti we be disrespect obia. We are using the code of conduct no. Na obia this our code of conduct so it takes only a serious government to do all these things for this country.
Okay.
Because most times, you know, obi wa buy more not just say on your boss gain now on namana nsa esen na betus no or your style be. You see on say bra wa betu form.
Bra ho ase. Ono kwa president no bra no
ho ase.
Efo anu sima me na me. Enti Listowel kan na das no. Newmont pays government $224 million as part payment of capital gains tax and carried interest from the $1 billion Achiman sale. Hey, now, but the last part in the list was here.
No.
And carried interest from the $1 billion Achiman sale.
Sir, 1 billion sale. No, the Achim mines was sold at 1 billion.
Okay.
And so they have paid their
interest.
The interest.
With the interest.
Plus. The sale no
plus $1 billion.
Huh?
$1 billion. No who interest in any come be almost
yes. No, it's part payment.
Part payment. Okay.
Yes.
New part payment of capital gain tax.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It's a part payment.
And you remember some dollars you.
I'm on from
and you remember Quassa.
My dear president, the dollar necessary.
And you remember Quassa. Nana Boku. Yes, yes, yeah.
Yeah, Obi Adia Tradia down. Now, who are there?
Yamiadum.
My tea for few Accra. Now, and on air,
you saw a bed to be mamma left. Didn't be bank come in, man.
Oh, okay. And then Dominica to me by me now from Tina Mechain. Say full number from but my dream say full number from no so Minica Medebe tofu.
So I'm lifting tea. National political seat. National political seat.
I'm not background minya shusha be mane bomb in power to talking. My man say. But my main fakunya we sun chami nuanum na menchie tiefo. Na me makafra say me kwachire kakra ntime bana me speed pa. We the enkeni kwanse nka.
Wow, there's a breaking news.
Yeah.
Suspended Chief Justice Gertrude Arabaseki Tokono takes legal action against Attorney General and others.
Yes. I mean, this thing is already a idea of my
yeah, but because the team no one come kwaji interlocutory injunction no
they failed.
Ni kunu kobi but ya Boadu 4-1.
But still the law is the law.
Before you see in the law no don't say mostly say assembly basia now they want to thank you person will delay the main process no so they use this gymnastics no
okay
no more so that they will delay the process itself. Maybe as we speak my main lawyers na nkasa no munya prepared my main lawyers no justice CJ Tokono.
Okay.
The lawyers no suspended CJ no. The lawyers maybe omunya prepared.
Outgoing.
Yes, outgoing. Whatever you give me.
Suspended.
You see, maybe as we speak, they're not yet prepared. And once they're not prepared, no, omunya some grace period be. No, they yet prepared for the case itself. No. And because of that,
they can never be prepared for an illegality.
So
you can never be prepared.
They will come with this.
The law is the law.
Sir, gymnastics in kitting in Yoma can kitchen.
One funny no
Obidi
one child dividend and one child yama.
Obidi injunction aba so that they will leave the substantive matter no more koso no more kokoye substantive the sideway matter no and sign on one samba. You see this one Omobuagunu so Osai then I file another case against the Attorney General Nankasa. So they will have to still pause this one before they go to deal with that matter.
Committee now, yes,
good. So they want to delay the process. That's simply what they are doing. And law is allowed. No, there are smart ways of doing it. It's allowed.
Okay.
Don't be surprised. Say after this one, and I say any outcome ever from that one, before it ends, there will be another injunction, another BB almost by some coffee BB.
Okay. The law is the law.
That is how they.
And
where the medical na pacho magisima be mienu yensebina media said there is a public interest story.
Yes.
Say
about
nansa.
Okay.
Na woni ho no nipa otena adwama no na debate ketua bi ebai between me ni menu ahonto na debate no ye between aban a etwemu aban dada nyina etwemu for public ya omoma zoom line contract ene aban fofora abeya a legacy government ya urajo Mahama His Excellency and Adano. Mse nkomodi akoso pi wogana ha fa zoom line waje contract back wata na niase. Na se minu asame honto. Obi anim se oye zoom line weka. Oye adwuma woni media outlets ne baako.
Yeah.
Enti obejita na niase se obebo ne homodia se bi amene dadwa se na be ya obi defend zoom lion but in fact enra na yenyina ya adwen se ye beba studio ha ba be debate no
asa abetwa so na ye china ye ntoa so
na ye the papers aba
okay
but e san se enra no se host ne frame se ne hododo ne kakra ti na me susu medical promise ono ani original TV for no say for the first time na me ko honum afternoon show da ti me ko ho ti enura no na ase wo se me ko ho ba but time no ti a enti mi enwie ntem mantimi ama na me hu video bi a circulate wo no ane platforms so a me ko ase en me ko kan comments no kra no ne hu ya mmobo isan se obi tua wo kan se bi wo ye nipa omfa sebi ni di ma no yonku nipa kananim me op me papa no kra na ye boni a me kan wanim straight me fancy o ma me wiase sika nyina na ye boni a me kan wanim straight because ebi ana man kan wanim a ma adwen be yem se oni obi ye se okwase apɛ na se ye ni yonku ye ne no papa no me nka se o ye just criminal keke World Bank kra ne kan enya me akansi sudua me nsuro ni pada sani da me nsuro da say me zoom la your criminal no I still stand by it. Why? It's because sebi me go the route to my life. My first principle ne say do unto others as you want others to do unto you.
Okay.
Aba ye de bo wa enya ode no ana so tra ye de bo wa enya ode no fa nkobo nua wo zoom la your ye kan ho asemi wo ba anje sa pay no 250 cedis ya go kan what ha no say enye pay what do you understand allowance ye pay tie ka oti o catch me say enye salary a magina tum but allowance ye pay
ma me ba unim omo chese zoom lion and enye me patch we brief
brief
because
very brief
unim omo say zoom lion part time because nipa ne be cut is no pa 5 am
yes
na wapon 7 if I say 3-4 hours na be koye adwuma yenya objective okay part time fan say obiti ashoma estate oprado bidwem obefa car
say no di aba
e no di aba do bidwem abe
ase fi akọ
opon wo be de obekọ 3 hours and say 4 hours adwuma zoom lion ni eye no e chen wo bia wo ye adwuma 8 hours e wo office
yes adwuma din di say na bicycle no kura no tricycle na
but say wo kan on daily basis na omunji even 10 cedis kura less than 10 cedis et woni me di omo ye bebre na omun yusu e mani bebre no omun yusu da wo omun bicycle no omun ye no omun
tricycle no
tricycle omun nante
eno kra grease ni emu din
omun nante eno omun ye de wo mko enti we se bi a obi eti be se mama obi no opra tudu no obefa trotro akopra akoti ball at toilet no yi obeye on daily basis mark no a new tendency describe and to me no say just
because you jacket no
was we any pabonini
anya cry me dey jab when so like ordinarily no I would have called him and advised him because he came here and discussed it in a very bad way, putting me even in a very bad taste, as if say Listowel no. Now you might have critical thinking. Go to school and learn logic.
Oh,
no,
only that.
I wasn't there. No, I wasn't there when he did that. I'm just using that as a medium to discuss. Say, me, imagine the mood of fine.
But only hands me per se.
Me na mini ho.
And I'm not me
ho. But me can say. Nyame aduma echina so be my platform na enye zoom line na me move forward but on that note no I'm a critical thinker.
Yes, you are.
Minua ba na Ama Agyarko se me ba no nkoma na mudie no ye sidi ya asise ama se me ho akakakra sanse na ma adwem se
last week, who lose say?
I've lost 120,000.
I can't be a.
He paid dollars.
Who was the Canamo Dasso?
Every air name, you say, and you say, Ubi Descasso. Maybe the other crowd here. Yeah, the man is sending from Koyajuma. And I made 2 or 3 Koswan and come in. They say, me now, you say, my boca. And you know, yeah, but still, now I'm happy because I think that with time, or no. Tell me muscle. It was added yes to me. I'm laughing in pain.
We are laughing in pain.
Oh, so
reserve them
Nana,
the city.
Nana, I dear back where I'm a many Japan say. Mahama Ama Agyarko, no. Adia the pivot around which all revolve the word reset. So it tells you say and your mother than in a day. I feel a bear a body of fufro. Now a body of fufrobia so no bobra or bobra sebio, a bema and chiriman suenya and it has sonia hotoso. Say that chain rat. Enti some share dollar in Comodiana, made the bell and kidia ora baumia. Oh, I think say baumia. Here ubia obesane yade kakra sanse yo yare bia a friend is schizophrenia na ohwe symptoms ni nyina na obetimi agugo say me use my phone na bia people will think say I'm just schizophrenia
ne just hospital
mame emoma na uwiana
oh yanko me
enti so ohwe okay, but you know schizophrenia. Or say it's a mental disorder characterized by disruption in thoughts processes, perceptions, emotional responsiveness, and social interactions.
Oh, the no crowd of no thing. Maybe the say a disorder that affects a person's ability to think.
Simple.
Feel and behave clearly.
Perfect. Baumia yari or yari no.
Yes.
The friend is schizophrenia.
Yeah.
Na sa schizophrenia no eye wa on. Eye wa on. Utimi sheda nya ohun gidie bi na afa you are living in a very delusional life. Delusional world. Wadwen ye so wunim. But the okay bia yejimi. The okay bia nyansa nim. What betna Ghana benya sabi abedi echire akonya so
at the point no president
for 8 years. Banana for well over 8 years before that seat, you know. na Bawumia aye self-acclaimed your friend is saying economic wizard messiah wizard they say ubi anim but Bawumia he knows everything in this world except himself. He doesn't know himself. But then mama your friend is saying diagnostics. My diagnosis ni nyina na me hu say ohia doctor nia oye very professional to say doctor say. Onhwe na adwem obeboa no ebema obetimi anya ayarehwe papa na fe ordinano to public discourse mu a he will at least make sense, if not to himself, to the general public. Bawumia yare papa nanama sebi preduasa enyoma Bawumia kan ye ni nyina no de ma me hu so yare pa kese ene se o se nya adwuma bia na aban na ye na emom no omokra no omoba ye ma obia contract omatwia ne ka na emom no akwaye se man na bi na tofi soro beto fom Bawumia yare o yare pa nanama adwuma sini eni aketwia hwe so nim how much sleepless nights of Atoforsia or finance minister Komu, what Sami Jenfi goes through, what the governor of Bank of Ghana goes through. Sebi, the manager of the economy Nukrano, the vice president Nukradi, Ebefa say, I feel him say wako rest kakra. Say yes, nani it's none of na bibisa. Nakopon emana hodia esopa papa. On fa, ode kakra bi na ehya ase na sebi ebo ne to ho a oyare nti on fa ni nimde ekran kan ho ono unsu economics enkonkudru ba bi a Bawumia su economics edu no. For the first time we had a president who was on your economics there, but he read economics in Legon. Before Legon, he had read economics in UK, in a college. When you third class war, Legon, fine, it's good, it's better than none. What must I say? For the first time, we had Obi Awe, doctor of economics, as vice president. Nana, Bawumia didn't mince words when he said, "Sir, when the fundamentals are weak, you have only one thing that will expose you: the exchange rate."
Exchange rate.
Now, when he said that and later came to power, and exchange rate, you know, after even locked it under keys or the IGP, no, Osabe Kache say a warped logic. Nanipa we want yari no, there be one yadi straight, or your bottom straight.
Oh, they do.
No, I damn no,
no.
No, yes, fine. Maybe because Nana, Mame can you away, Mame can you away. Mame Chawa Debi, Mame a yen in Asia. Nipa me and Sabi we are see our own. Din say obey to me a caswama bottom. And so more bottom da. Usikeni, Sikeni bottom. Can Japan we were bottom straight. Won't mean Sana Adrian that were bottom where bottom mini. Won't mean Fanin Kobe and Kosani idea where bottom mini. Now during the cry you have a twat.
Listo, Yakas will be a bottom. Say you will be a bottom one of my bonting.
Ah, no, Doctor Say we better give you the explanation of what bottom mini.
Doctor Sabeka say Nipa psychological, you know, Nipa 5 years, you move back. Adrenaline. Men or mentally do it, but they don't come be a bottom.
Made some obi anipa me ense bi nipa ko me ense bi omo bodam a e den se on be ro mo esi abontin so omo bodam osikani oye one because there be asika ofie enti so bodam a
you say yes sue me ntimi sro
ai da bi na mo de sue na yes sue no to the glory of God ka say amen
hallelujah
because e be ma usiu no e be mo agidin more say when you prominent person ono say atoche enye adwuma eye adwuma enka kodi kromatem now nipa owonim de obodam a wunhu
correct.
Ena obi a odi tumi obi odi mu te se wo hene obi krom hene abodam straight but omunim say ohene tutuntumanti or more than wa bodam straight sa nipa miensa nipa odi tumi nipa o sika eni nipa o nimde wonte say professor bi akoyo na ma no kasa kasa wa bodam bi da professor kan bebu ni di ye radi nyam facha me wa bodam straight etinana ma mesre dollar no adwuma din na ma na ba form me my affected but I'm so happy myself say me cause me koto nioma me de kwakoye adwuma no so no enuoma bo ba form kakra anya bia se attachment ba form kakra attachment fe na me use cement bia
obetio
ode agongo bele me se ni nua ono ani nua so be ba beje dia etino me stress enyuma na ekoso no ye bebo the peku abaso say John Mahama means business and he is not here to joke. The last but not the least my dream here me say gold board no na ya tie no say be ya Ghana ni benya ntiase yie no ewom say Sami is a good communicator. He has a very impeccable communication record, same as Yenua Prince Menka Menta
Prince
best almost say dia mu bi no dia ntenio ma bi ase kakra dia mentiase first one is say better na me say metimi enya license dia ye adwuma ni bi because say me hu say ukoto dollar kura koto dem a o se be film te say dia mesia film ya nemum gold dia me sure say be devalue da and we ase akona wie ye enti no me pese me to gold na omontete yen na ye a sebi dollar boy kai every sika ni to gold and ye say do baby now here bia akopone kakra na wakwakoto nti omomma ntete yen nko akire me gidi se so omo ye sa neoma na obi bia wo Ghana ha bia invest in dollar biem ebeye gold
okay
because ye gold driven economy say ye import say a gold driven economy nti mun try say ni be sifa to gold
before we come so no on say I think many are penny samijen fi aya me den say omo bie kwan say the local people no you can register to buy the gold. And you say me bra penny say you can register. They even brought a link online now.
Okay.
Let me apply to register it. They realized that only international people were registering. And I'm saying extend the date no.
Okay.
And I say for the local and I'm saying date no. I'm can say that's for the locals.
Okay.
Because they have had enough of the foreigners.
That's good.
They should allow the locals no apply.
That's good.
Now, in the gold board no loss no say you cannot keep the gold with them.
Oh sir.
No David.
And to go to reserve.
Yes.
Oh cry yeah.
When to people call them and that I think I haven't studied the article so well. But say when you don't have to hoard gold.
Okay.
Fiscal gold no don't hoard it.
And yeah
and I know movie service.
Oh, my feel what and come on, can't say, can we to go down because pass?
When they brought that in, now propaganda for no, no, Sami JV fighting Ashanti because Ashanti has gold. You remember? Whether
or hine.
Yes,
exactly.
Let me just chip in something to support my brother. I think they on say just about that gold issue, say how to get gold for yourself, no. Meaning where you can have a gold and then keep it for yourself. Say obeto every the Ghana gold board no. You can buy some yourself and then keep it. Say jewelry in there, you go through the training and everything. Okay. But if you personally no gold, no, you go to the legal process. To get it after you can decide to keep it. Yes. I mean, that one is there.
Yamra, you when say me time no but Yamra low shedding issues. Say the na air con. Na nkrofo call for timetable. say mo year reset na some to challenge difficulties bia the best way to go about it is say mo be low shedding dia magana force and say e be dundum light of but energy minister kasa say call for load shedding timetable misplaced power generation meets peak demand so then why adentina me mo dia for bare 2 weeks di baby a meteme kasa yedum light na meboa on come be budget na poechi because matena ha bonechi ya but for 2 weeks ni dey na kwa na me basa pon woka say ye nya bi ache but say other places so na other regions
transform money and your manioma ahodo a be susu say for example to say malam for high frame me pass o light go off na mabo penifo mi enu bi amane ma dwen me say
it's my turn. We just finished.
Okay. I'm saying we'll be 10.
Richard.
Money.
Inti we started with the song.
Richard Kasa.
Okay. Inti say you say doom so NPP for friend doom see and this is for so ya ba almost as yanko for doom so. And I'm a dream one, and I'm anxious. When people free say, Omunim Yansa Obia was sassy whistle. I am Ghana as a last year 2024, and I hear doom lights by heart. And I catch an NPP for say, a bear mumma low scheduling time table. Nanka Yanshe, now be for managing in Yama. And by then, now I'm running mate to 2024 election. On an energy minister, Matthew Poku Prempe. And Oka said there be issue a war energy sector honomono. And yes, be a major problem. Pia, the moon. Say problems ni technical default ni technical related issues. Intino. Omunti my timetable pianti issue o hono issue kese bia problem bia ni ho nti when e dum sesi omudum anom dey solve problem and ibia one year crowd mayu na NPP for Ghana for to abati omo na omo pam omo so mo nka no kore mo nko na apam omo free ho and this is taking over the same issue no 1 year crowd by you. Still na yeah battle with the same issue. Na mo must come on and na metin about me kan about energy na me say Ghana for time bi pa se ka Ghana ban we pa nya bibia nkofo bo no se ke ntwa mo ma pa wono no ka energy issue Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ka energy issue say wasi yen hwe na yen fasika ne nkotua independent power producers yen kotua mo kan ne monyama another Dr. Mahmoud Baumia sorry free abanya we so as a vice president of this country unim se eka ewo IPPs ho na wan tuaka
excuse na
na wo call
ECG kai 68 billion Ghana cedis se ka mo so beto ye no ECG nkoa energy sector no but ECG nkoa
so yes
me say
so the MPP failed
but
excuse me
Richard adiane say about be epum na me wo me krom afidase about this low shedding ho yi na making me kodru Thursday anopa e ho na me ma me say yen charge your phones because ECG fire announcement say e ho no mo no substation no so ombedum light from 9 to 5 p.m. This me kodi ye no de me hu yes asen kwena ombedum light bia no ma information call out.
Come we are aware.
So
Emma come for
you see good governance.
But Obakra has said na e bi ni wa.
Nti no one say the substation managers are up to the task. And Emma original poba bonten beka say so substation so problem with management ana bibia ana say bia challenges bia but omo
substation managers divisional
unim me list unim ade a mehunu ni say te say me area me tie no say ye dum light na me call app me meter app no so ECG app na me hu ne asinti o my de o dum light but enipa dodo say enipa dodo say na beko ECG app so ya omo behu say e bi a transformer bi atoche and I say challenge we na esi wa ha ye dum light entimi no se Ghana for start call for say de me ko hu ye wa fijase ntino so omo timi ye de a ada na other regions Accra ye ntimi nye.
I think say for some time now say now we say in the last 10 days you know area how no
area I stable
and the issue no I think say it has to do with more of technical issue na me dey ade me interested ordinary Ghana for so interested to see about energy sector has to do with electricity company of Ghana ECG for sema buy so far akosi sen and only ade Ghana for so far we are interested to know say cables ni nyama yira some huge containers yira ye no
ehun na assume you
entina yebusa say samre ehun says yes
entina assume
enti yebusa say na Ghana for interested busy no the doom so is not their problem. They are interested to know about the matter
because NDC for my job it's me better
we cannot yes
I'm me pass
yes
me me for when you say
yes
energy minister so for containers
because minia abanwe nyina political party ye na de victory way aba and NDC is in government say ye who say previous government about 70 you say how many containers can I say here
3,000
containers initial say 3,000 that was 25
today young man say 2,500 containers
the can be 1,100 plus the can 2,000
young man say 2,500 containers and the energy minister ebe ma Ghana for nyina tia say stock level aye de man no during handover
3,000
against the stock level obeto ye no there's a difference into susu say ebia for baby no
1,001
ye pese ye ko hwehwe bi hu bi ye pese ye hu se sa case no ye de akose doctor se ana police for handle the matter national security akose Ghanaians are very interested because if we don't call for this accountability from the previous government ebeye ade bi Ghana for hold NDC responsible so the energy minister yes no say baby wa ye hwehwemu akodu bia no they should keep the public informed. You nim say this for years. I never wait there. You infer information be coming the public. So we need to know the current update about the matter.
I feel NPP for some more in this for Kwanguten and where we be at.
So what would they be in my account?
Yes, because almost in Tina I dino. Who come tia. The air can say
because we cannot sit down and claim say over 2,500 container here.
Listowel say
me o lady kai
oh yes
o say NPP for say NDC for ni wi aye
so
o be ka kire me na me say o mo boa
nti say am pass NPP for na e wi aye na ye bae no ka mo de for kwantifi de ada ye na ye energy minister no ye energy minister no de revelations no bae o say container na yira ye de give me the make can say ye person ye hu the update of that particular issue. Now fast forward no right now no ye nim say the power ye produce a wo hosisia no in terms of megawatts no is able to meet the demand of the entire public because obe calling for say timetable say there no load no and soon the demand na and abeka say my timetable say and ibedu ma shaman ye du ma shaman na osufo use light na ochina edama kumase for na ifo so e light off Eastern Ridge Kofodua and we nim say the megawatts available is not able to meet the public demand but right now no we all know that the megawatts available no is able to meet the public demand.
The last time join Napo abuse ni edum light
you know
join Napo
so it helped me to know say
me join Napo ejina ho no mo kan after omo ye ayi West Africa gas pipeline we afenu na o catch say we enough capacity but still need doom light
so that
John Baye no o can with except say cables ne transformers ne nyoma others na omo person mo replace no ebi aye obsolete ebi aye dada ebi be hia se ebesesa no and so because say enough capacity on and say generator no and I say be a transformer nya e wo say onya kanea what you say hwe malam ho say ni asem na e koso no sa malam station ho de no utimi hu say eye much to do with the cables and your friend is saying transformers because baby ka clear bit minya light na baby break off
yeah
okay am say face off no why na ye na adwuma enti I mean won say ade 8 years asay no untimi fa 5 months 5 months and
and they should just
announce
planned maintenance Greater Accra
yeah
one app no so
okay
and then wait 5:13 p.m. yana planned maintenance central region
yeah
so and a Greater Accra
okay.
But I didn't even say my minister nebre esa say ECG boss no oye lazy one na my minister nebre esa say the yaka substations no senka those in charge no e give you out information and a ye hunu say e bia maintenance bi koso mala me ameta hu e wa app no so ehun say maintenance transformers and on daily basis no one more public no information about in your air koso can you send ka John Napo ebre no
it's good that you have also noticed something
lazy
however
okay
okay fine o de cobra
memra also
na on say ECG in some way as a time ne afo so akwantimi nkasa bebre amusi dum so do you know that we have enough capacity say yedibe amagana nyina and do you know that we export power currently as we speak we export power to Benin, we export power to Burkina Faso. In Tinkaya need enough capacity we wouldn't export. Do you also know, sir, for good 8 years, na NPP, what power no? They never did any maintenance.
For bad 8 years.
Thank you. For this 8 years, NPP for what power? Obviously, me brother is saying for bad 8 years. For that bad 8 years, NPP for what power no? They never did any maintenance at the ECG hall. They said their transformers, maintenance of their transformers and other things.
But say energy is say you doom CC.
Doom CC no more then. They weren't doing anything. Look, people from the ECG offices and Kasano almost no munyashwe. Their time no. The only issue with them was that Nasika or motivator fuel at power terminals no and then problem. How to buy the fuel was their problem. But then they were not also doing any maintenance. Now I will tell you, they weren't doing any maintenance. Into your first transformer, to say 2 years or let's say 7 years no. Major transformer in not transformer 8 years. And that transformer a year 1 year no. Go and do maintenance no more than 3 years. So the equipments were overstretched. Definitely, as a walk car, what's it wants is our oil. That could be move on engine and break. That is what is happening to us currently. So if you listen to the minister, okay, say there are technical issues. And at the end here sometimes like to me do my abra wonya information in the say. ABI emphasize transformer a blue area ha transformer a blue and no say be blue be cultural and cultural.
And time
blue but a bit me I sound so. Maybe they are to transformer.
No, if you ask them, who area nebia till who area nebia transformers ne there every day cry no say no.
Good. Into intense.
Load no cost no. Load no co higher.
And don't forget blasted. Day in day out.
Mr. Memecha you say me kwa figures no. ECG for no. Omudum eba edweso no etimi inform media ada na ha de omo.
No, me ba they are planned maintenance.
They should be doing that.
Well, planned maintenance wo. And when planned maintenance is happening, that means that they will tell you, say, oh, I'm going to maintenance. But when it's not a planned maintenance, they say, you have to now transformer, boom.
And they'll be ending.
It's not a planned maintenance.
Unplanned, yeah.
So they cannot do what? Tell you, say, oh, BBBC, into Yenya transformer be blow into Obia and ready for the transformer blow. No. That is what is happening in some of the areas. Yeka say, doom so or hono. but areas are sector managers no omo ni so mo koye dum siesie na se omo anka omo no mu se no na e be ka se minister no on fire omo at least to save the name of the minister and the name of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. So that is what we are saying. You see, there is enough power for us.
But technical challenges.
Okay. And
ECG boss so lazy.
As well as some of this management, head of department, some are deliberately sabotaging the government. So on the last 3 days of Bekai, say unim say we are head of a certain department, a certain territory head. Now say deliberately no, you want to sabotage the government. Then stay tuned because you say you are doing that to just I say open destroy the image of the government. Then be rest assured,
Minister
can you have to chop the fire. You say I'm fire of you because NPP phone be one no Omunim say now as the CD agent and what day political stability. I say obiani for your obiani ajo oman mu no. Omu pese omu fa dum so no enko mun masinti. So we are certain head of a department or ECG. Now person on sabotage the government. We are going around and when we get you you better make sure say you will not be transferred. That would be great. Matise kaswa for yes kaswa for ECG from penfo bi wo ho no ma. They are aligned with how akumsi. So deliberately no omo pese omo nya na I say yes the be light of Kaswa Enclave na me say mate atesem say anya no kura then they should sit up because onim say Kaswa omo build this substation e wo honom and this meter transformer issues no any ho.
Okay
they should make sure they should resolve the issue.